Hey guys, Andy here. Recently I was contacted by somebody from GearBest, or that sells products on GearBest, asking if I'd like to review some of their products. I picked out the Huawei Honor Band 4 mainly because it was perfect timing for two different reasons really, I suppose. I've been reviewing a variety of different smartwatches over the last few months, and I have thought to myself, do I need a full smartwatch? Can I get by with just a fitness tracker? So that's point one. And point two, I've just started sort of exercising a lot more. I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. So it seemed almost perfect timing that I try the Honor 4 band. Let's start off by just taking a look at what's in the box. So as this one was ordered from GearBest, it wasn't a massive surprise. It's got Chinese writing all over it, and none of it makes any sense to me. But I think, to be fair, you get the general gist from the icons really. Heart rate sensing, sleep sensing, swimming. When we open it up, it's still relatively simple, but again, the instructions are all in Chinese. I wouldn't worry though, because when you download the app, everything switches over to be in English in the actual device and the app itself. The charging method is a little clip that clips nicely into the back of the device and plugs into any micro USB cable that you should have knocking around, if you still do. The device itself is just in a soft touch bag, and my first thought was, I wonder if the strap's going to fit. Actually, there's loads of space. That's quite easily fits around my wrist, and it seems quite nicely designed and looks quite nice with the Honor sort of branding on the strap there. So the design of fitness bands are generally all quite similar. I do like that it does have a nice large band. There's no issue with fitting around the larger wrist on this one. It's not actually as comfortable as my watch though, I would say. I found myself adjusting the strap like looser and tighter all the time, trying to get the more comfortable fit, and it would go to the points where it was just too loose on my wrist that it would move around, and then I'd tighten up, and I know I could just feel it there. Also, as you can see, there's no always on display. It generally works quite well when you raise it up. There sometimes is a bit of a delay. Just wait for it to go off and we'll do it again. I mean, that's not too bad. Pretty responsive. Sometimes you find yourself waiting a little bit just to see what's going to come up on the screen. The circle on the bottom is also kind of that wakes the device up again. If we wait for it to go back to sleep, we'll be able to use that to wake it. It works as a back button when you're looking through other things in the app. It doesn't have an auto brightness though. You can set the brightness, but there's no auto brightness. So the only option you do have is to make it go dimmer at night. So if we go into brightness, look there, and as you can see, actually I'd forgotten to turn that on, and it is quite bright at night. Let's use the back button to come back out. The screen is fully touchable as you've seen, but only the back button works from screen off, so you won't automatically or accidentally keep triggering it by touching the screen. It's only the button in the circle that wakes it up. They claim you can have 14 days battery life. I've been using it for about 5 days, and I've still got, I know we'll see when we look at the app, I've still got 30 or 40% left. I have got the sleep tracking turned on, which apparently lowers the battery life down to about 6 or 7 days, I think. So that sounds about right. The charger clips on quite nice and easy around the back on the 2 contact points there, as you can see. So it's reasonably simple software-wise. If we're going to scroll through, let's scroll up this way first, I suppose. So there's my steps, 9,000 today. I've done a bit of walking, more than usual. In fact, that's quite good for me. Then we've got the heart rate, which I don't need to show you a heart rate, how that works. I would say it seems quite accurate. I think it's the Amazon advert claims that it's like always monitoring your heart rate, but I don't see a way of having it show that heart rate all the time. Maybe I've missed it. Comment down below if I've missed it. Then we've got sleep tracking. We'll see more detail when we go over and look at the app. Workout. So I've been using this more than I would have normally. I've been doing quite a lot of outdoor cycling. You can change your target by distance, duration, calories, or just no target, just a free ride. Oops. You can swipe backwards as you saw there, and you can get alerts, and you can change them, how often or frequently you want them. Let's use the back button again. Oh, sorry, that's the home button, I suppose, rather than the back button. When it's going, that's fine. You'll get sort of vibrations every whatever the alert is, and then when you finish, you just hold down on the circle, and it says do you want to pause or stop or whatever you might want. Faces, there are a few different faces you can use. So again, I don't think that one, no, that doesn't got the heart rate on. Show you the other faces real quick. Just a sort of more watch looking one. That one's a little bit bizarre looking. And as you back to your standard, I sort of quite like that standard one really. And then this, I mean, it's called messages, but actually it's notifications. Can I post my parcels ready? So I've only got the one at the moment. Well, I think I have. Yeah. If I had more than one, you kind of get them in segments, a bit like you saw where you were selecting the different things for a workout. Now, obviously, you can't interact with them like you could on a sort of Wear OS smartwatch, but it does tell you them. What I did find, so first of all, you do have to turn on the notifications for each different app, and I'll show you that again in the app on the phone. And when I was wearing it today, I kept getting vibrations, but I'd look and nothing was happening. It wouldn't wake the screen up, but the other times before I got a vibration, I looked and it did. So I couldn't quite work out when it was sort of showing me notifications and when it wouldn't. And I feel like I had to sort of wake the device up and go and look manually what some of them were at times. A little bit frustrating, but not the end of the world. So let's take a look at the app. That's where we're going to get most of our data from. And we can see straight away there's the steps that we had before. There's, what's that, my movement is perhaps? Distance covered, calories, elevation, exercise records. So as I say, I've been reasonably active, not so much step wise, but I've been out cycling. That is just looking at steps though. Why is that? Well, let's look at sleep. We'll come back to that. So again, it tracks your sleep if you're wearing it overnight. You get all the kind of information. You get some sort of tips. You get all the information you'd expect to, what sort of deep, light and REM sleep. You can look at it by week. Let's come back out. If you're monitoring your weight, the heart rate, if I was wearing the watch, you would see that going up and down as I was wearing it. You can change the order of the cards if you wished. But if we go over to, so exercise is where you would record using the device if you wanted to, but obviously we're using the band. And again, some information on me. If we come back to home, we do get, if we tap upon there, this is where we get all the sort of settings for the device itself. Things like true sleep is enabled, activity reminder is on, continuous heart rate monitoring is enabled. So this is where you would turn on the notifications for the different apps that you want to actually be pushed through to the fitness band. So I've got a few of them selected. A few other bits, raise to wake, rotate to switch screen. Firmware updates. There was a firmware update when I first unpacked the device. Now let's just go back into, because I'm sure, here we go, that's what I was looking for. So we can see, for example, my cycle. You get different sort of, or I thought you did. There we go, sorry. So we see speeds, 3 different charts there, about the heart rate and all that kind of thing, it's quite handy, and overall details. So it's pretty good as a fitness tracker, I would say. My stats for the week, I don't really know much about that one, to be honest. It's pretty good as a fitness tracker. It's a reasonably good app that goes with it, but I don't think it syncs with other things, unfortunately. So there we go. It is a fairly simple device if you compare it to something like a smartwatch, but actually it does what it says it should do very well. It seems to track very accurately your heart rate, your distances, your sleep, all those things. It just does it really well for a £30 device. I think it's something you should consider if you're that kind of active person that wants to be able to track all these things. I'd love to know your thoughts. Please let me know in the comments down below. But for now, my name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon. Well done, and thank you for making it to the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, you might want to click the little fellow that should hopefully appear about here to subscribe. You may also want to check out some of my other videos, which are going to appear somewhere there. Also, come and have a look at my website, androidandy.uk. There is also a forum. Come and say hello on the forum if you've got any questions about things or request me to review things or anything else. Just come and have a chat on the forum.